Quinnipiac women's rugby team got news that their game against Army was postponed. However, the next morning, the game was back on.
Since moving to the MAC for all Quinnipiac athletics in 2013 and 2014, the women's tennis team, get ready for this, they are a perfect 23-0.
It's impressive.
Against conference foes.
Morgan Tuck, Mariah Jefferson, and Brianna Stewart have won 3 national championships to date. Only time will tell if they will become the first set of players to win the title in all 4 years of their eligibility. Except for the defense, they did get those good looks offensively. They just didn't go down. And one thing he really stressed to his team was make sure you guys just be you.
Of course, the team goal is to win the MAC championship for the second consecutive year. But in particular, what goals do you have for your 4 freshmen on your team, and how bright do you think their future is with your program?
Despite the fact that Quinnipiac got off to a strong start in the first period, the Bobcats were unable to keep up with the Bulldogs through the latter stage of the game, and Rand Pecknold placed most of the blame on the team's youth. If Quinnipiac can do what they did against Iona this afternoon, again, potentially, should they meet up in the MAC tournament, I don't see any MAC opponent beating Quinnipiac.
For Thomas Jenkins, I'm Tom Albanese. We'll be right back. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special presentation of QNN Sports. Alongside Lorena Monroy, I'm Tom Albanese, and today we're joined by sophomore on the Quinnipiac women's basketball team, Carly Fabry. Carly, how you doing?
I'm great. Great to be here.
You just obviously completed your sophomore season at Quinnipiac. So, overall, what are your overall thoughts on this past season for you and your team?
Definitely a great season for us. Very young, inexperienced. We graduated a great senior class last year, and 5 of our starters. But I think with our freshmen and returners, we played very well. We got to a postseason tournament, and we won a game in a postseason tournament, which has never been done in the history of Quinnipiac women's basketball. But definitely hungry for next year.
And for you personally, so you started out as a freshman last season, and not on the starting lineup, since of course the whole starting lineup was seniors. You come into a starting role in your sophomore year. So how much have you grown personally from your beginning of your freshman year till now?
I think pretty well. I think I've grown, but definitely room for improvement. I think freshman year, it was a great freshman year. I mean, part of a winning a championship team behind senior leadership like Boo Abshire, Sam Guisella, Jazz Martin, players like that. I think I learned a lot playing against them in practice every day. And sophomore year with some injuries and mixing around in positions, I moved from the 2 spot to the 1 spot. Felt really comfortable. I was happy with my teammates. We worked really well together, and definitely a good year for growth and experience.
Let's transition a little bit to a subject that's really close to your heart. Is your team's head coach is your own mom, and now with you under her leadership for now 2 years now, 2 seasons or whatnot. What's been just the overall experience to play under your mom?
I think that we keep it very, very separate. I think that on the court she is my mom, off the court. On the court, she is my coach. Off the court, she is my mom. But I think, she treats me like any one of our other players. I don't get any special treatment, I don't think. Definitely, I was more nervous for how my teammates would react, because I'm sure that might be a little uncomfortable for them. But they really helped me to see that I'm one of their teammates, and they don't care about the interesting relationship that I have with my mom. But I think freshman year to sophomore year, nothing's really changed other than the fact that I am getting more playing time. I think a little bit more responsibility on my part. She's been a little harder on me sophomore year, but other than that, it's been a great experience. I love it.
And now adding that element of you being with her, not only at home, but also on the court, how has that kind of expanded your relationship with her, both on and off the court?
I think it's just a different dimension. I mean, ever since I was a baby, I've always loved going on the trips. I love when my mom took me and get on the bus trips and the hotels and watching different games. And I think now playing with her, it's a different kind of bond that not a lot of people get to have with their mom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Point Counterpoint. I'm Tom Albanese. Alongside me is Nick Delamere. So, Nick, let's get right into today's biggest topics in the world of sports. North Carolina has the most experience in the Final Four right now. 11 of their 16 players are juniors and seniors combined. Not too many underclassmen, a big upperclassmen team. And most importantly, when you have that dynamic duo of Bryce Johnson and Marcus Page, a guard and a forward who have really carried this team, there's no question about it. Going along with a coach like Roy Williams, with all this Final Four pedigree, all the championships he's won, it's no question about it. This North Carolina team has the most depth and they have the most experience, and they're going to beat Oklahoma, I say, in the national championship game. At 66-7, the Golden State Warriors are on pace to break the all-time wins record set by Michael Jordan's Bulls in the late 90s. But with home court all but locked up, Nick, should the Warriors be more concerned about rest and staying healthy going into the postseason? I do feel excited that I think they could break this record, and I agree with you. I think they will break this record because I don't think it's going to be something that we'll ever see again, maybe in the next couple of years or so. It's a really historic accomplishment. But to me, Nick, rest is crucial for the postseason because it's a long season. You have this Warriors team. You look at a guy like Steph Curry, has had some inconsistencies in terms of his shooting of late, has been acted at how he's been a little tired a little bit. And then you have players including Andre Iguodala and also Anderson Varejao, Andrew Bogut, players like them who are over 30 years of age that, you know, as the season goes on, their legs might get a little weary or whatnot, a little iffy or whatnot. They need to be healthy and strong as they go into the playoffs, Nick. It's that simple.
Transitioning to the Diamond, the Quinnipiac baseball team traveled to Kingston, Rhode Island, battling the University of Rhode Island Rams in a non-conference showdown. The Bobcats earned a 2-1 victory in the game. Brandon Shalakas surrendered only the 1 run on 8 hits through 5 innings of work. With the game tied at 1 in the 6th inning, Joseph Burns drove home Lou Ionati on a double to take the lead. 4 scoreless innings by the bullpen sealed the victory. The Quinnipiac women's basketball team earned their 16th win in a row with an 83-58 win over Fairfield on Senior Day at Lender Court. It was then on to New Rochelle, New York for the final regular season game as the Bobcats faced the Iona Gales, where the winner would be MAC regular season champions and hold the top seed in the MAC tournament. They're passing it along the boards, and Nick, it's going to be a really nice play right here as they're passing it around, trying to get a good open shot, and right there they pick it off a rebound again as Alex Lyon, the goalie, cannot defend it. Now Quinnipiac up 2-1, and they're going to do more damage right here as Bo Peeper with a nice snag shot inside, and right there Tanner McMaster with a nice goal right there. Quinnipiac now up 3-1. And Yale could just never recover. We got another Quinnipiac goal right there past Lyon. It's Luke Shiplow who rifles the shot. Quinnipiac goes on to win the game 4-1. Now, MJ, we're going to go right into the second doubleheader of the week against the Fairfield Stags. Quinnipiac won game 1, and that was all Sydney Roby, a one-hit shutout, and she also scored the 1 run on a hit. Transitioning right now to game 2 right here, Casey Herzog was on fire early on in the game. Strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. It just did not end right here. We're going to go straight to the top of the 4th inning where Quinnipiac with 1-0 lead, runner on first for Fairfield. Torrey Reed hits a ground ball short, but Quinnipiac, unfortunately, they could not complete the beginning of the double play right there. So now runners on first and second. Later that inning, Kate Robinson makes Quinnipiac pay as right there, Alicia Marshall scores, and the Stags tied up the game at 1. Going to the bottom of the 7th, Casey Herzog, yes, the pitcher. Can she get a home run right here? It goes back, and unfortunately not far enough right there. It was a nice play by Fairfield to go into extra innings as the game is tied up to 7. And right here on a stolen base attempt by Fairfield, the ball gets past all the Quinnipiac infielders, and unfortunately, Fairfield will score what will be the winning run. They go on to win this game 2-1. Take a look at this, MJ. Number 3, women's rugby. Maggie Miles. You think it's Army strong, but no, it's Maggie Miles strong right there. Trucks the Army defender.